welcome to the Roundtable, episode 46. I seem to be having a little bit of audio issues. You guys hang tight. You hear that? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Are we back? Okay. Are we back? Are we back? You guys let me know if you can hear me. I'm sorry, but my daughter tried to help me. You see, okay. Thank you, House. Okay, cool. I tried hooking up a TV like all the cool YouTubers do, but apparently there's an issue. So we're just going to kick it off and still do our thing. Welcome to the Roundtable, episode 46, where you can always count on pulling up and getting a plate of the truth served to you. So thank you everyone for tapping in, for waiting on us. I tried to start this out. Like I said, I got to work on that. But Jojo AZ, much love. Drunken Chef, thank you. There's my hermano right there, letting me know it's all good. There we go. And thanks for joining in. Foroe Sanho checking in. Shout out to Sanho. There we go, Vince. Good to see you, Vince. How are you? All right. Let me bring in the co-hosts with the most, you guys. Hang tight right now. And let me bring in this beauty right here, Denise Castillo. Hello, sister.
Hi.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Apparently my TV screen wasn't working. I've got to figure that out at another time. So we'll just kick this off and do our thing.
Yep.
Let's bring in none other than the man of the hour, House of Tattoos, Tattoo Rabbit.
Hello, Jen. How you doing, Mia? Hey, Denise, how you doing?
Good. Yep.
Doing good. So glad to see you both.
Yeah, you too. You as well. You ladies are looking amazing.
Thank you.
You as well.
Hey, did you almost call each other? You guys almost matching. What's up with the green?
We try. You know what? We don't try. It's like we always end up, you know what I mean? For some reason.
That's so weird, huh?
Oh, hey, let me know, man. What's up?
No. I know. We got to fit in, right? We got to fit in. Thank you to everyone that's here in the chat. Shout out to
Saludos, Diana.
Everybody, Joe.
Yes.
Everybody, Drunken Chef.
We appreciate you guys for being here. You could be anywhere else, but you are here with us. So we appreciate you guys. Please hit the thumbs up on the way in.
Strange days.
Strange days.
Strange days. There you are, brother. All right, let's just kick it off with our weekends, and then we'll get into these juicy stories we've got. So let's see. House of Tattoos. What did you do this last week?
Oh, wow. Friday, my son's birthday. So we spent time with my family, had a birthday for them. Enjoyed it. My grandkids say, hey, Grandpa, can we go over to your house and go live? I says, all right, for a few minutes, like about 30 minutes or whatever, because I told them I wasn't going to do it. So we came over and they did a little bit of singing and everything, and had fun,
That was such a good time.
Wasn't that cute?
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool.
Then Saturday, I've been working on this project, and so I'm still doing it. It's an art project, but I'm doing it, and it's time consuming, but it's looking real nice,
Nice.
And other than that, just keeping busy, just nothing really exciting, but other than my son's birthday.
Yes.
Correction. Saturday, we did work on my son's car.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my son's car fixed the car was there until like about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, doing it, but it got finished. Yeah.
All right. Are you painting it or mechanic
stuff?
No,
engine work. There's some on the motor. Yeah.
All right. Well, that should be interesting. All right. How about you, sis? What did you do this last week?
Oh man, my weekend was awesome. Saturday I went to my mom's.
That's
right. And my mom used to make me these flautas, like she called them gorditas, right? So she stuffed some with like chicken or beef and potatoes. and she flattens them with the flattener thing that she has, and then she like puts everything in it and then closes it up and fries them. And I'm like, nah, Mom, you haven't made me those in forever. And she's like, well, tell me when you're coming, I'll make you
I
some.
thought those were empanadas.
They,
Are they or
they
not?
are. They are.
They are?
We call them
Okay.
gorditas because they're just flat.
They're similar. Yeah.
They're just amazing, right?
Mhm.
So she made them, and I was visiting for a while. And then I went to my sister's house to drop some off.
Mhm.
She moved into a new place, so
Okay.
things are all right. But so yeah, and then Sunday we woke up.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
that's all good.
Window.
Prayers, whoever that's for. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I heard
I
that.
know you do that, you guys. Because I hear
Yeah.
them often. I live
Me
on a
too.
business. And on Sunday we end up waking up and going to downtown Disney to eat. We went to eat at this restaurant called Tortilla Joe's.
Okay. See
It's
that?
really good, but they're closing like in 30 days and whatnot. But
Oh no.
so we went for the last time. We went and
Aw.
spent with all three of my girls and their guys, and
Mhm.
just had a good, lunch dinner. But it
Okay.
was good. Yeah, I always have fun when they're together.
Yeah.
It's just like we're all together, and
That's
there's 8
nice.
of us. So instead of
Yeah.
3, we have 8.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Everyone to get
Yeah,
together, right?
definitely.
Yeah. So
Such a blessing. That's what's up. I'm glad to hear that.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, things were like a little. I'm sorry, what was that?
It doesn't happen very often, so when it does, I'm just so super blessed.
Oh yeah, it
That's
is
good. That's
special.
good.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I didn't do much. This last week was a little bit like that. I made a community post earlier. It was a little bit of a struggle with the little one and myself not feeling good, but today is a new day.
Oh,
Feeling
amen,
better.
amen.
Blessed to be here with all of you lovely people that I care so much about. So
Hope you feel better, Jen. Hopefully everything's okay. You're feeling well.
yeah, so I thank you. Today is better actually. So praise God,
Amen.
I was making a bunch of candy with my mom, like a little church fundraiser. So
I seen the peanut
The
brittle,
brittle?
right?
peanut brittle, I guess it's a top secret recipe. Like I'm not even entitled to the recipe. Like she's like, don't take pictures of this part or that. There's
Mom,
I have to shoot you on.
right?
Yeah.
For real.
Yes,
There's like levels to this. I guess this is the church's recipe. Like it goes way back. And like the church and like the higher ups, someone created it and then they said, okay, you can use this recipe, but only for like anything that has to do with the church, like fundraising. Well, the little church, I think I had mentioned to you guys before, it's only mostly seniors that attend there, and it's very, very small. So the leach lines are bad. Like they went out, so they've got to be replaced. So that's what we're doing is making the candies, trying to raise money to.
Excuse the noise right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can mute me if you want to.
We don't hear it, or I don't hear it.
Okay, good.
My mom's the same way with that recipe, and I'm gonna get it because she was doing this so she had this old wooden like mash thing, right? Had a handle. The handle's all kind of weird, but it's just like a big
it's curved
wooden masher, right? And I was like, Mom, who you can give that to?
Right.
Like, I don't know. And I said, I'll take it. I'll take good care of it. I promise. It's older than me.
Oh yeah. I love passing things down in the family and just keeping it within the family.
Yeah.
Paramount, what's good?
Hola, you said.
Sancho. Merrick's Top Gunner. I'm going to email you tonight, actually. I'm going to email you back. So let's jump into one of our stories. Let's see. We'll jump into something that happened today, like just a little news blurb, but let me play this short video and we'll just give our commentary on it.
Dr. Dre!
Okay, so
Dr.
for those of you, that didn't catch who that was, Dr. Dre received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today, and he was flanked by Eminem, 50 Cent, and Snoop Dogg, who helped him kind of bring that in and welcome him to receiving that. A lot of people are saying, that's really good news, and he's been in the music industry for so long and helped write and produce so many things that it was a long time coming. So, shout out to him for that.
Yeah, he's been in the music and made some movies, here and there, like Training Day. He was in Training Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of the officers, the crooked officers in Training Day. Yeah.
That's right. All of this.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if there's any other movies that he was in. Oh yeah, I know he's been in other movies, huh?
Yeah, I think he has, but I just remember it as well. He's actually been through a lot too, because he went through a divorce several years back, right? But he had like some kind of either operation or just maybe not an operation, something that happened. He had like several strokes.
Yeah, I was hearing that today. I didn't even know that until today, and I'm like, wow! And he's still going, he's still pushing,
Right. So, fortunately, he's doing well now, and all is good. But yeah, congratulations to him. Mrs. Chicano too.
Hello, Mrs. Chicano. Hello.
So happy you're here. Let's see. What did you think?
Oh, Pastor says that clip made my woofers pound.
Oh, you still got your woofers going right on. Okay. Well, check it out. We're going to talk about this next story as well. I think you guys have to know. Well, this is something that happened in the 1950s originally. Denise, do you know about the gentleman that passed away last week that survived by the iron lung chamber?
Yeah, his name was Paul Alexander, and he got polio, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got polio when he was like 6 years old, and he was put in this incubator type thing where only his head was sticking out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he needed money. He had money, and he was leaving it up to like his family to take care of him, but they just did him dirty, and he ended up not having money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up going to this university, and they put him, I guess, in one of their like rooms, and he forever stood there. It was 1950. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So in 1950, he's been in there.
Right.
And he became a lawyer. They showed him typing with a stick.
Yeah.
On the keyboard. And I'm like, dude.
That's amazing, right? I think I might have got a small clip of footage. Let's see if it will play. That way everyone can get an idea. This is for commentary purposes only, and we will play this briefly and then give our commentary on it.
The man with the iron lung has died today at 78 years old. He was one of the last people on the planet to use an iron lung after he contracted polio as a child, and he was coming up to a staggering 71 years trapped inside. His condition reportedly deteriorated during recent years, developing a persistent respiratory infection and pain in his legs and arms every time he moved. An update on his GoFundMe said that despite all of the reasons in the world to give up hope, Paul still went to college, became a lawyer, and a published author, writing every word of his 150-page memoir using his mouth to type with a stick. Because of his unbelievable resilience, his story went viral, positively impacting people.
So there you go, like you said.
All I can say, all I can say is wow, man, because you know what? Look at that. He's living inside a thing he cannot move.
Yep.
And to be in that chamber for that many years, because the first thing I was thinking is bed sores or just things like that, because just from laying down all the time. But to last that duration in that chamber,
right,
is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. And not only that, but what he accomplished.
That too. He didn't let his disability stop him.
Right.
Yes. Look, here's what I was thinking earlier, because I had heard this last week, and I thought, what in the world is an iron lung? So I had brief memories of hearing about this gentleman. I went back and looked, and it's basically a chamber that has everything. I think I took a little note here on what it actually is. Let me see if I can better explain it. But yeah, if he didn't have that, he wouldn't have been able to stay alive. So
Wow, that's
this
amazing.
guy had the best. Let me tell you guys something. The way I was feeling last week, I really felt bad for even feeling bad, because after I watched a couple clips of this guy and the way he talked, so positive, so loving and encouraging. And the family he had that might have did him dirty, you said, Denise, in the end or something?
Yeah.
At the beginning, okay. He did have parents, like in his childhood, that really fought for him to stay alive, though. So that was really cool to see him talk about them. And he, like, basically was just joyful to be alive. Yeah. I'm going to share a video, like, on the community page after we are done with the round table, and you guys can check it out. They interviewed him while he was in the chamber, the lung chamber, and he was smiling the whole time. He was grateful. And I thought, wow, that's amazing to see this man that had been through basically that ill since 6 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was just giving.
I can't even believe. I can't even begin to believe how many years he was in there, and how he survived that. Like you said, did he get
this is what, like, sometimes we self-reflect and look at our lives.
Oh yeah.
When we think we got it hard.
No, yeah.
When this man is stuck inside there for years. 80, how old was he?
Yep.
Again?
70 something. Yeah.
70 something. That's a lot of years. I mean, to just be there, you know, and who knows? He couldn't see outside, or could he see outside? Who knows?
Yeah, I think when they were interviewing him, he had a mirror they placed, like, on top.
Okay.
So, like, when someone knocked on the door, he could look up at the mirror to even see who it was that was coming through. So there's little things, you know, they did to try to make it a bit easier on him, or livable somewhat. But still, yet, you know, he was basically encapsulated in that chamber. That's amazing.
Yeah, we have to be grateful, you know, when we and I do that. I reflect on that. If I'm, like, in bed and I don't feel good, I mean, I get up every day. Get up, I you know, wash up, get up, and if I'm not even going nowhere, I'm ready. You know, I show up and show out. My daughters tell me, but I do think of that, and I think, man, people can't walk and they have it worse. Like, I'm over here complaining about my back hurting. Like, come on now, you know. But yeah, you gotta think of that, and
I think
people in prayer, you know.
Yeah, you know what, Denise? I think his mind was real strong, you know, because to endure something like that, you have to be really mentally strong, man, because you have to really zone out, you know, and take yourself to a place where you never been, basically, you know.
And you guys think about it. He was 6 years old, so having that, you know, we raised our kids and stuff, and they become adults and they become who they are, right? So him being in there since he was 6 years old, getting the education, you know, that his parents might have instilled in him, for him to be a lawyer and write a book, I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it's all done with.
He didn't have nobody typing for him, you know.
Right. Yeah. You're right, House. Like, his mental had to be completely strong, because
definitely
go through what he went through, and then to apply to go to college.
Because what people that like, even I experienced this when I wasn't capable of walking and I was crawling. It's depressing, you know.
Yes.
So I went down a dark place, but I'm thankful to God, you know. I'm moving again and doing.
And I'm sure he did too. You know, I'm sure he had his days where it was like,
yeah.
You know?
But something kept them going. Like, maybe he had a relationship with God.
Yeah, I believe he absolutely did. After, like I said, the video I'm going to share after, he undoubtedly he had a relationship with God by the way he spoke, because it had me, like, I don't know if I was just emotional today or what, but it had me tearing up when I heard it.
Oh yeah.
East Bay NorCal, what's good? Good to see you.
You know, like that one
Monday.
Go ahead. You know that one gentleman that has no legs and no arms and he preaches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is like amazing right
That's
there. And
amazing.
he tells you about his struggles too and how he felt. But now when God's with you, none of that could phase him. He still goes on.
Yeah. To see
You know,
that.
I say to myself when I'm having bad days, like when I don't want to get up, and I said, no, what would you rather be? And I wasn't feeling good. Would you rather be home and sick or at church and sick? I'll be at church and sick or hurting.
Yes.
And where people could pray for me and stuff, you know?
Right. Most definitely. I agree with that.
Yeah. And you just feel the presence of everybody and it just makes you feel good, you know?
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
does. It definitely does.
Shout out to that man,
Props
man.
to him.
Hey,
You know, his
rest in
brother,
peace
he had
to
a
that guy,
brother.
man.
His brother had, his brother had a GoFundMe and it reached the top, like in days, just in a few days, they were able to pay for his funeral and get all that stuff done. And, he had a pretty amazing brother too.
That's dope. That's great.
Well,
That's
God
great.
bless him, and his legacy will live on, and the way
For
that
sure.
he showed himself as an example to others. That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about his story while back about the guy with the iron lung, but I just forgot about him, and it's been years. And I didn't look; he's
Wow.
already 70.
Oh, wow.
In the 70s.
That's
a
crazy,
trip.
right? Yeah, shout out to him. So you guys know that there's all these laws constantly changing, right? Like we've talked even on YouTube about stuff and like, oh, certain words are off limits and, they want us to be careful with things we say. Well, there's just, there was an incident in New York where I'm going to be careful with the way I say this, but a man who did a mass pew pew, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I believe it was done like in a grocery store, and he had like some very like racist mental stuff that he expressed. So I'm just going to read a couple things that this judge said recently, and it's basically going to affect people that report on things in social media and people that post things. So we should all probably take a mental note just to be cautious. Let's see. It says judge rules YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit must face lawsuits claiming they helped radicalize a mass pew pew. So, wrongful death lawsuit against several local media platforms brought on by the Buffalo, New York blank person perpetrated by Peyton Gendron has now allowed to move forward with wrongful death. So basically, he went into a grocery store, opened fire on people. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he posted on these different social media sites or things that he looked up or did, but it has opened the door for the family members of those who lost their life to file lawsuits. So I would just think that should make all of us be super cautious of what we say and post and, the kind of content we're putting out there.
Jen, on the other hand, that what I was hearing today is like the opposite. If I'm hearing correct, because I caught it real briefly on the news about the First Amendment rights, and how the government was getting involved in the social media and limiting on what people can say and what they can't, because it's going to be offensive or this and that. So there was some kind of lawsuit or something going on in that sense. I only heard it real brief, but it covers that. It's just like opposite though. And so I heard it today, but briefly. Yeah.
Interesting. I know that they're going another round with the whole TikTok thing again. Remember before they were trying to get it like taken out of the US or banned here?
Yeah, because it's a Chinese own.
Right. It was over, they overruled that and now they're trying to do it again. So I don't know. Things are
a lot of people are getting paid off of that TikTok or whatever. But in reality, not to change subjects, but can I say something real quick? I seen a thing about we need to prepare for a certain thing. Who was it? Oh my God, I can't even remember. Let me think back on it, but it was kind of like, Iran. there's things going around, and it was and the government was speaking about it, that there might be polluting, there might be contaminating our water.
Oh,
They
wow.
might be messing with our water. So that means they're already here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the border issue, you know.
No.
But that's something that is kind of like we talked about it before I brought it up, because that's something that they would try to do, you know.
Yeah, we definitely just need to stay vigilant of all things, you know, our food, water, everything, even what we take in on social media. Most definitely.
Sorry to change the subject, but I just
No, that's it. Kind of ties into it, you know. It's
For sure,
part
yeah. Yeah, well, just like in the Second Amendment, they're fighting that right now too. They don't want seniors having weapons, you know. And long story short, I was reading about this one man. He was already 94, and they put him in a home. And they went and searched his house for some reason. They went to search his house and found tons of weapons, tons. Like we're talking 3,000 weapons, right?
Wow.
And but he was in the military, so he had a lot of different cannons, this, that, and then
he was a collector. He was a
right. But the mainstream media took it, spun it, and turned it into this horrible man that had all these weapons, and he was senile and this and that, you know. So it was just a sad thing. But when the truth came out, you know, the truth was written, and when we were reading it, we're like, man, how the media just turns things around to where they even look really bad.
You know, sometimes I agree with you on that, and they do, right? But there's some things, like if you hear certain things from a person, straight from a person's mouth, they're not. But we have to be careful for AI right now, because AI is doing some. They could take your voice and put it on you saying something else, you know. So I was reading up on it today, and it's kind of like a competition, like Elon Musk and this other person's competing right now, you know, with AI and all this other stuff, which is, it's kind of crazy. We have to be careful, you know.
Yeah, it definitely is, because I don't know if you look like in your creator stuff house, but like our YouTube will send us little notices and things like in our creators inbox. And one of the most recent updates, it did mention that there is now like don't, you know, mark me word for word, but there's a process to take if you feel that somebody on YouTube has wrongfully used your voice or your face in any AI type concerns. And it kind of walks you through how to go about, I don't know, filing a complaint or getting that taken down if somebody's doing that.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I'm not even that involved into it, so I really don't check that out, or I haven't gotten that far, Jen.
Yeah, I just happened to, you know, I thought, well, what is this? I clicked on like, what's new? It's like a little box off to the side. Thought, why not read it, you know? And that was what happened.
I understand.
Oh, yeah, shout out, Pearl.
Better get on it, house. You have 4 platforms.
What was that, sis?
I said you better get on it, house. He has 4 platforms.
Who?
4?
No. You know what? I only have 1 platform.
I mean, with other people.
Oh, no. Those things. Like Saturday, the thing we're doing Saturday too. But I just do it and provide it. I'm not pushing it to let it grow, but we're going to bring stuff on there. You know,
that's going to be good.
I just let it happen naturally, because I have life to live, you know, as well, you know. YouTube, I do it. I enjoy it. It's good therapy. Like Jen understands, you know, and it's you meet people, you network and stuff like that, and it's a blessing. But but you need to get one, Denise.
I just saw that today, so I was like, man, that's cool. You know, have you found a name yet or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's on Saturday. It's gonna happen, but not yet.
And Saturday I was at my mom's, so I'm like looking at it today. Mom goes, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "No."
And the famous stick came out on.
Oh yeah, that's where that was from. Okay, yeah, I was driving when you guys went live, and you gentlemen were discussing trying to find a name for it. So I was like, can't type.
But no, it's.
I said I'm gonna get the bat, and I'm gonna put a bat to
the bat on.
But that's cool. Really
No, that's
cool.
funny. No, if somebody reaches out to me and I'm really not doing nothing or I have the time, and some days maybe I might not be available, and I can only say that and be honest with the person and say, we're not going to do it today because I won't be here. But if
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything and waking up in that morning, I said, I think I'll be available. But if I'm not, then I'll tell them next time, or they could continue it,
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work. Most
Yep.
definitely. So, do you guys remember? I mean, some of you may have seen it, and there was a movie a while back that came out, and it was called, I'm going to use the short version of the word for the substance, coca bear. And it was about a bear that basically
Oh, yeah.
found a package of narcotics that was dropped in the woods. Okay. And this bear, okay, I was laughing throughout the whole movie, right? And then my daughter's like, "Oh, this is a true story, Mom." I'm like, there is no way. I'm just laughing. I'm like, there's no way this happened. But I guess it was really a true story.
Right.
Wow.
And this bear got this Griselda Blanco size stash and just was going crazy on people.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was addicted, huh?
Oh yeah,
He got-
big time. So what do you think, if you had to guess, what animal species do you think would be the scariest hyped up on that same substance if you had to pick?
I would have to say little big dog.
Oh, you got one? He hopping on the
Because it's funny because he's like their eyes. If you know Pomeranians and you see how they are, they're real they look at you and they kind of they're thinking. You can see him clicking in there, but at nighttime when he looks at you, his eyes, because he has a mask and his eyes are black, you can't see, so he looks evil. And says, "Man, I said I'd hate to have him on that." No,
right?
but I would say elephant though.
Damn, imagine.
Okay,
That
that would be
right there.
terrifying.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
Imagine the destruction, man. But I mean, I know you could take them down and everything, but Jen, I can't believe I watched that movie all the way through, and I did.
You watched it too?
Yeah, because I said, you know what, I'm gonna watch it, and it was on, so I started watching it, and that was funny. Yeah.
Okay, so Denise, you watched it too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a clip of something, and you're not going to believe what animal has become addicted now.
No.
Hang tight. And remember, this is for commentary purposes only. We're throwing a little bit of comedy on this, and we're not suggesting that this is something any person should go out there and try. This is a commentary
That's
purpose.
Denise, Joe.
Okay, one moment, guys.
If sharks aren't terrifying enough to some of you, there's a new threat in the waters off of Florida.
How about sharks hopped up on cocaine? Experts say sharks may be gobbling up bales of drugs which have been dumped off the Florida coast by smugglers. Marine biologists went to study the phenomenon. They conducted experiments and spotted a hammerhead shark swimming into dumped packages and biting into them. That gave them what the scientists call crazy brain, where they behaved erratically. The phenomenon is featured in a new documentary for the Discovery Channel Shark Week, which starts Sunday.
Wow.
Right? Okay, I always watch Shark Week. I can't imagine a shark on that stuff.
Yeah.
They're
Very
already
scary. Yeah, definitely don't go in the water, man.
right,
No.
right.
and I know his speed he swims is going to increase by double the
Oh my gosh, I didn't even
speed,
think of that. And that was a hammerhead shark that got a hold of it. So imagine if a great white, I mean, because allegedly that's what they do, or not even allegedly, those people drop those packages into the ocean, right?
I could see, honestly, I could see that happening,
Yeah.
It's really,
Right, brother?
it really can happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can.
Percent
It is
hope.
happening. Yeah.
So, yeah. That is scary. But what's a trip is I seen the other day is I thought the sharks are really somebody to worry about, but it's the orca whales, the killer whales.
Yes.
Because basically, they're attacking boats. Not only that, what they're doing is they're smart too, and they attack great white sharks.
Yeah, the great white shark's a trip because they're as long as a school bus.
Yeah,
those things are huge.
and those things are bigger though. The great white, not the great white, but the killer whales.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And when I looked at the size of their teeth compared to the killer whale and them, I was like, wow, man, it was a trip.
Hmm.
Crazy. Yeah. Don't they say those killer whales like actually kill sharks even, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they do. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
wild.
Hey, how about a kangaroo, Jen?
Wait, I'm still tripped out by kangaroos. I've got to find some videos. Those are like the buffest,
Yeah.
scariest. By the way, shout out to Australia because we actually have quite a bit of viewers from Australia. So
All right.
shout out to Australia and everywhere else that taps in. But Australia and India came up on this last week's update of increased viewers. So yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah,
And
get a kangaroo on coke with Jake Paul, huh? Is that his name? Get them in the ring together, huh?
I'd pay to see that. Well, not pushing the stuff on the kangaroo.
Yeah.
Hey, Spanks, good to
I would
see
be afraid of a tiger on
a
that.
tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, Spank says sea lions, and there's actually a sea lion somewhere in California that attacks surfers and bites their surfboards up and starts being crazy, you know. So maybe he's on cocaine. Who knows? You know,
You never know what these animals are up to out there. Yeah, sea lions and all that, they are scary. So the beach that's closest to me, like I would say it takes me no longer than 10 minutes to get there, right?
Wow.
It's not like nice like the videos you guys have down there of certain beaches, but it's a beach, right? It's oceanfront. There are some seals and sea lions that come up on shore and they are no joke. Like, do not get close to them because they will attack you if you, especially if it's like a mother with her pups or one of the larger male sea lions.
Yeah. Wow, 10 minutes from the beach, man. That ought to be nice. So
yeah, it's just really like a straight shot.
That's all I am.
156, and you can be there in 10 minutes. Like I said, it's not the most beautiful, like sight wise, like it's just a little kind of hole in the wall part you can enter this beach, but hey, it'll do the trick if you're just going for
no
a
doubt.
little view.
Probably get some good views of the ocean, huh?
Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. So what do you have coming up as far as for your plans on the Saturday show? You said that was like basically like a several people, you know, giving their input on different things every week, House?
Yeah, 1 second. There was a jet flying by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's an air show over here this weekend. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just for people. Oh, thank you, brother. Strange Days. Shout out for the
Strange Days
chat. Yeah, I hope you all are well. You are amongst friends. That's right. So for you, the Saturday show, you said that's just like you gentlemen coming up with different topics every week, and it's
yeah. We're gonna have everybody has something to share. I guess basic is what they're gonna do, and bring their Strange Days, Big D, Crusted Joint, and I have to share, and then we're gonna talk about it. You know, basically what we do here, kind of like and just talk about it. Saturday morning, Saturday around 11. I think it was 11.
That's a good time.
Yeah, and then everybody's waking up, and whoever gets on, and just be fun about it. That's me. Just be fun about it. Don't be serious. Just be fun about it. But I do want to be careful on what we put out so that we don't get strikes and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pearl. Gosh, Strange Days and Pearl. Shout out to you guys.
Thank you, Pearl.
For the Conservative family. Show Jen some love. Hit that like, share.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Pearl. God bless you guys.
Yeah, and to me, like the last one, we did a trial on Saturday because we're checking out Strange Days new Wi-Fi, and he went perfect. Everything went well. There was no interruptions. Yeah, and he has a good view out there, man. A big old view of the world, man.
So pretty. Yeah.
Dogs. I'm like, damn, you got 5 dogs. They can run around out there. You should start adopting more. Start adopting more dogs.
Yeah, 2's good enough for me. I'm stopping at 2. That's it.
Yeah. Shout out to Strange Days. It was beautiful, and yes, his Wi-Fi was super clear. I was able to tap.
It was. Because you remember how he gets on here and then it just cuts out and it goes. you
Yeah,
know, but not
way
now, no
better.
more.
Yes, that's right. I don't know if you guys saw my little friends, but I finally got some chickens. So
Oh,
I
cool.
was pretty happy to have my little partners out there to follow me around. I literally had one of those, I don't know if you guys can relate, one of those memories, like, you know how you're doing something or like you smell something or you're making something and it triggers a memory from your childhood and you're like, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah, certain things. And
Yeah,
it's not deja vu, but
right.
yeah, I know what you're talking about because it just brings back, wow, that song or that thing, that smell, you know,
Right.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
So
Brenda
that's
Love.
Brenda, shout out.
Yeah.
That's what I felt when I got these chickens. I was out there walking around and okay, it took them a few days because they were like a little bit leery of everyone at first. But you know, I just kept walking around with them and giving them food. And now they are just like my cats. They follow me around. So I gotta get some video of it because now I got my cats and my chickens following me around outside.
Jen, don't let me catch you going or what,
Right?
what noise do they make?
Right.
Flapping.
Should be
Jen, you better
right.
not, Jen.
I felt like Snow White out there. You know how she sings in the
Oh, yeah.
in the forest and all the animals start following her?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's a trip? Years ago, they used to call me, somebody used to call me Dr. Doolittle, right? Because at my
Really?
tattoo parlor, there was this hummingbird that would
Mhm.
follow me, and I would go all the way to the back, and he'll follow me, and he'll chirp, and I know the signal when you're within their area, right? Because I would throw the trash in the back, and he'll go up real high, and he'll come back down right in front of me and go chirp, and then make a chirping sound, telling you this is my area, right?
Uh-huh.
So I used to tell the people, hey, you want to go watch? I'll go walk outside and you'll see the hummingbird come. And they go, nah, come on, nah. So I walk outside and here comes the hummingbird again. And then I says, watch, I'm going to take you to where he kicks back. And the hummingbird would fly all the way to the back again, you know?
Really?
But, you know, and they tripped out on that. So they were saying, hey, Dr. Doolittle. I said, nah. But one time I went to Subway and got me a sandwich, right? And he was doing circles around me, and I was walking, and he would go a circle again, you know, and I'm like tripping out, like it is what it is, you know. But at that time, I was feeding hundreds of birds because my vow to God at my house, not there, but at my house, there was we had a bird farm, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was a bird farm.
Really? Okay.
That I did that for years because my son had leukemia. And then, so it was my vow to God to feed him every day if he kept them safe, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of birds did you have mostly?
Oh man, there was sparrows. There was this these black ones with yellow and red wings, and they had a distinctive noise they made. There was wild. There was actually cockatoos coming around that were wild. Hundreds of doves, sparrows, and the sad thing, the hawks too, because the hawks would be coming down and kind of picking them off, you know.
Get them. Yeah. You know what, brother?
What's the trip is that there was gophers eating. There was a gopher eating with the birds. There was field mice eating with the birds, and we used to watch them out of the window like this, and just all grouping up together and eating. Man, it was a trip. Yeah.
That's crazy, but it's so cool to hear that. Yeah, strange days, brother. I let them out during the daytime, but right before dusk, I'll go out and put them inside. I do have a chicken coop. Yeah, because the coyotes do come right down on the property, so I cannot play, or they'll be gone overnight. Yeah, thank you, bird.
This comment, I don't think I've ever seen that. You are what you eat.
I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it. Yeah.
I never seen it.
Oh, they show like McDonald's and all that.
Saludos Vision.
Basically shows you like, I think it's about chicken, if I'm not mistaken. Brenda, let me know if I'm thinking of the right one and how yucky some things are. I don't want to like gross anyone out. So, but yeah, it kind of gives a different look into the food industry and meat.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Not just meat, like in rice, they were saying it was plastic. That who was it? Some other country was making rice out of plastic, and now they're finding in our bloodstreams plastic
Yeah.
material.
That's what turns into
Plastic.
cancer. Yep.
Yeah,
They were saying Wendy's too, their nuggets. Sorry, I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what's in anything.
Well, yeah, that's what fast food's not good, but
Yeah.
now our food ain't good either. So
You know,
The
I
best
went to this place to get. It was a carniceria to get some chicken, right? Chicken breast, and you know, marinated and everything. Throw it on the grill, right? So I went to this one place, and then I was putting it on the grill, and I like it to make it where it's tender, right? And so I put it on the grill, and by the time I started just barely cooking it, and I turned it over, it was bouncing. You know, I'm like, hey, chicken doesn't bounce like this. You know, I think it was rabbit that they gave us, more tougher or something. You know.
That's crazy.
yeah.
You know what? I've seen a couple of videos like that where it shows it doing weird stuff like that. I know if it's like freshly, like really freshly butchered, it does have some movement to it, so it can trip you out. But
That's crazy.
yeah.
Strange Days, you want to tap in? Tell us about it.
What he says.
Tyson chicken. I don't know.
Has anyone heard
No.
about No. Yeah, if you're somewhere where you can tap in, I'll drop the link. If not, let us know in the chat what's going on with Tyson chicken, because I have not heard.
San Ho.
Yes.
I did have the story to bring up.
Okay, let's hear it.
There was a lady out in Ohio, and she went to Puerto Rico on vacation for 10 days, you guys. But she left her baby in the playpen for 10 days. Okay. Nobody watching her, nobody, looking out for her, nothing. This lady spit. She went on vacation for 10 days. The baby in the playpen. The baby ended up passing away. And she went to court, and they show her in court, and she's like, I'm sorry, she said she spoke in Spanish. So she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, whatever. She's trying to throw that,
Insanity or mental issues.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people go for that too. When they go to court, they go for that mental thing where they weren't thinking or whatever, but come on.
Yeah.
You have a baby.
That's crazy.
You can't just leave it in a one of those playpens or whatever. No.
Right.
I think the baby was like 10 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It was a baby, so
crazy.
So she goes to court, they give her life, which I think
yeah,
I think that's reasonable. She didn't get the death penalty or anything.
Right.
But yeah, how do you not know? And then I shot you the statistics. I don't remember. Was it 98?
Let me see if it's on here.
Is that what you're talking about right there? What Pearl says, postpartum syndrome?
Yeah. Hold on, guys.
Okay, yeah, 16-month-old who passed after being left home alone in a playpen for 10 days last summer while she went on vacation. That is wild.
I mean, it wasn't postpartum. They didn't say postpartum. They said mental. They said a mental issue, that she had a mental, what do you call it? Episode.
Yeah.
And, no, it wasn't postpartum for sure. That wasn't that.
Hey, can I bring up something real quick? And I don't know. I want your opinion on it, you guys. When a woman has a baby, right? I heard it in the scientist said it, that the woman's brain shrinks as she's producing the baby, right? So do you think that can cause postpartum depression because your brain isn't normal? Like, because this is what they were saying, right? And
Mhm.
I'm wondering, do you think that's true? Like, because because our brain deals with our, you got your endorphins kicking in, and all that good stuff, right? But if your brain shrinks, uh, do you think that could affect it, and that's what causes postpartum
I've never
depression?
heard that before. Honestly, I've never heard that.
No, I'm being
I
true
haven't
about it. I'm
studied.
not. I'm not joking. It's
Yeah.
what I heard too.
Yeah, and I haven't studied on that. I
Mm.
want I would like to look into it because I had a sister-in-law that had they call baby blues.
Mhm.
It's like postpartum too, but
I
like
think it is, right? Like
Huh?
back in the day, they used to call it that, but I think that basically is postpartum.
okay,
Is
that was
it?
like in the 90s. So
Yeah.
if it's changed it's changed the name, but
Yeah.
as far as that, it could be possible,
Yeah. I don't know like what causes it, but I do know it's a real thing. Like
Oh
they've
yeah.
definitely diagnosed plenty of women
Yeah.
with postpartum and
Yeah. I mean, the baby had to be taken away from her because she was going through like not liking it.
Yeah.
She did not like, and it's a weird freaking trip, it's like what? But I don't
crazy.
know.
So, do you think the woman's brain shrinks? I mean, because look, it's producing a baby. Do you think
I really want to look into
they're
that.
saying that it does? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've never heard that part, but if they're doing, scientific studies on it,
Scientific
that's
research
interesting.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. I never heard of that.
But yeah, I mean, the body goes through huge changes. You're literally producing
Yeah.
a human being. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
our blood flow alone, I think, increases up to what, like 40 or 60%. Hormones, like it's crazy what your body actually goes through.
Yeah.
I could just imagine.
I'm just so grateful that
Those
I
things.
never experienced any of that kind of stuff. I have, I won't say who, but a family member that experienced I wouldn't say it was anything like that traumatic, but she did have a baby, and she had, I was actually proud of her for being honest. Okay, let me just put it like that first of all, because not many women that I know of anyways will come right out and say like, hey, I'm not cut out for this. They'll just either bounce or never have nothing to say about it or just not be a great mom.
Mm-hmm.
She had one child, and she had a lot of family support from us,
Yeah.
but she legit said like, listen, I am not cut out for this. I don't feel, and it was crazy to hear her actually admit this. She's like, I don't feel any maternal instinct whatsoever. She
Wow.
felt nothing. Now, she wasn't like cruel or abusive or neglectful, but she really had to try hard and make a hard effort to be a mother to this one child, because
Yeah.
she said she had no desire at all. And she had a lot of family support, and that child is grown now and doing very well. But
How
I
old
thought,
was the
you know what?
baby?
I was glad she admitted it, and she chose not to have any more children rather than continue,
Right.
to have kids and
Yeah.
not be great with it.
Yeah. Do you know how the baby was when she went through that?
How old? Just from the time she was newborn till, I mean, even throughout her life, like you could see that there just wasn't a connect. There wasn't, I don't know. There was something
Oh,
missing.
yeah.
I believe it's a spiritual thing, says Pearl. You have, you have racing thoughts of doing evil things to your most innocent child. I do think like there's definitely a whole other level of things
Oh, yeah.
that is it for the women who harm their children, for sure.
And yeah, with my 3 girls, that never happened. I don't have any family members that happened to. I think that it probably runs, if you have like people or family members that have
Hey,
that.
Southtown. So you should know what I mean, huh? You should know how I feel, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
but it was
geez.
different for me to see her admit to that, and then be like, this is not for me. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
do my best to get through this, but I will never have
Right.
another child again.
And that's
Yeah.
good because
Yeah.
these women have issues like that and they still continue to have kids, and it just becomes a mess. It's a real sad thing. Like I can't even I can't even stomach the fact of having a baby and leaving it to fend for itself at freaking 16 months old.
That's crazy.
Like, how do you do that?
Well, you're obviously not. I'm not saying you're not sane, but
There's some people though, Jen. There's some people that don't want their children and don't know how to, really like. I mean, this woman went as far as changing the baby's outfit to make it look like it just happened.
Oh my gosh.
Now these people, these coroners, these people know.
They do the autopsy. They'll know. Yeah.
They know all that stuff. She tried to do all like fake and stuff. And I'm like, no, girl.
Well, then that shows to me it was premeditated, because that she thought out.
Right.
She had enough wherewithal to cover her tracks.
Cover up.
Then that's why she got the sentence she got.
Yeah.
But don't you think there's a lot of this going on out there? I keep hearing a lot of stories about parents either being very abusive or neglectful, or even that case that happened out of Florida, that Madeline Soto case, where the mom's boyfriend, they just charged him with doing SA type things to the mom's daughter, I don't really want to say his stepdaughter, because they weren't married, but I guess that's how they grew up, looking at her as a stepdaughter and obviously not treating her as such. They found things in his phone that proved he was being a complete creep.
Oh, okay. Is that the one we were talking about?
Yeah. The one in Florida, which interestingly enough, Florida just changed this law, I think last year, where they're actually going to be putting the death penalty on the table for child offenders now. So maybe he'll be the first to do that.
They need to be held accountable, and
I agree.
Some of these people just don't. What I really trip on too is like when a girl, we're hearing a lot of boyfriend killing their children, of the girlfriend. Like, how do you even get to that point where
and let it get to that far and to not see not see anything prior,
Yeah, you're gonna let the man that you love hurt your children.
What, in cases like that, like, I feel like so everything about this case, the Madeline Soto case out of Florida, felt wrong to me, like from the get-go.
Right. Me too.
The interview, it showed the mom. Okay, let's say it showed her sitting here talking, right? And the interviewer is on the other side of the camera talking to her, and like behind, like wherever that light's at, right? Say that's where the boyfriend, he just walks into the frame of the camera and sits down. And the interviewer's asking questions and asking the mom certain things. And you could see the boyfriend starting to get agitated in the background, and he starts cracking his knuckles. Showing something. That's a sign of aggression. He's getting agitated.
Right.
And rather than come into the frame of the camera, like completely, like sit next to her, right? Comfort her or interject. He stayed back there lurking like a creep.
Yeah.
And just showing his agitation. And there's body language experts that are now looking back at that interview and saying, hey, there it is right there. Like something is wrong here.
Yeah.
And his whole story fell apart. And the mom, on top of that, when she was originally answering questions, she was saying, we dropped her off at school. Then it turned to my boyfriend did. I'm like, okay, how did you switch up from we to he to None of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Hello, Jenny.
What Southtown's talking about too, I don't remember what city that was in, but there was a girl, I think she was 15.
Right. That was Texas, I think. I think it was in Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was in Texas. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. She went in the bathroom, had the baby, threw it in the trash can, and went back and sat down. And I'm just like, what?
That's so
Does that law still exist where you could take your baby to the fire department or something
Yep.
like that?
It's not in every state, but I believe in most states it's
I know
there.
it's California. I know California, you could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You can
At
go.
least the baby gets a fighting chance to live. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And maybe a better home. You
Right.
know?
Right. And I mean, even if it was like, you can go to a church, take your baby to a church,
Yeah.
like, don't ever think that you have to leave an infant, newborn, child, no matter what age, unattended somewhere. There is always going to be someone who is a safe place to
Yeah.
take that child to.
Yep.
And if you are that off mentally and you're not well, you can go somewhere and get help. And maybe you do need to sign your child over for foster care or for someone to.
Bless me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I had a
God bless
sneeze.
you.
Bless you.
If you know that you're suffering and you're struggling mentally, I would way more respect the fact that you say, hey, I'm not okay. I
Right.
need to find my kid over while I get control of my mental health.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave your child in a position where they would have to be alone or they cannot care for themselves.
Because the consequences are even more serious then, you know, because
Yeah.
things are going to happen. I mean, you know, yeah, I agree with you, Jen. I agree with you.
Me too, 100%.
that
Find a
happens.
church, find somewhere local that will just take baby with no questions asked.
Yeah,
You know,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was when I was a kid, my mom was always a foster care mom, and she was on the emergency list. So there were times they would call her in the middle of the night and something like a situation happened and they would have a baby or a toddler or a teenager, whatever age. And, they would have to bring the kid to the house. And it was crazy. Some of the things these kids have been through, but if you
just
are
get the baby up and let somebody else provide a better home for hopefully. And it doesn't, like I hear some cases or the kids that go in the system for foster care that things turn bad sometimes, Yeah. So I also hear things like that,
Yeah, I hear that too. And it's crazy either way
Thank
you
you.
look at it. But definitely, if you feel like you're struggling mentally, get your kid somewhere where they're going to have a fighting chance.
yeah, for sure.
Yep. There you go.
And be careful who you bring around your kids, especially single moms or single dads, even. There's some crazy chicks out here too. And don't just allow anybody to have access to your children.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Fire department,
The girl that killed her baby that was saying she was so scared.
Wow. Yeah, Jojo. So Jojo says, I knew a girl that took her baby out. I'm trying to be careful how I say it. Excuse, I'm not trying to make it sound pretty, but I just want people to hear what we're saying if they watch us back. They were saying she was so caring and wouldn't do that kind of thing, etc. But I knew her and she always had mental issues. Yeah. And see, that's another thing. I know it's crazy, the different laws and things, but man, sometimes I feel like if somebody's off, completely off mentally, a woman in particularly, I don't know. Do you guys think there should be some kind of law where she's placed on mandatory birth control, or there's a law?
I knew this girl back in the day when I was growing up. She was mental. You could tell she had some issues. And back then it wasn't very get my kid help. They're autistic or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And she, this guy ended up taking advantage of her. She got pregnant. She did go through with the pregnancy and her mom took the baby.
Okay.
But she was bad, you guys. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell right off the bat. But like I'm telling you guys, back in the late 80s, it wasn't so much as, oh, my kid has autism or,
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't on any medication or anything. She would hang out with us, if we're standing in front of the house or whatever, her name, well, I'm not gonna say her name, but she would just walk up and just, mess with us and just, she was always happy. And
Mhm.
yeah, and this guy disappeared. Nowhere to be found once the word got out.
Oh,
He just up
Crazy.
and split.
that's crazy.
Right. You guys go ahead and keep talking. Let me, I got to grab something real quick.
Jojo says she said she was possessed when she did it. That's shaking my head. That's crazy, huh?
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
there's no excuse.
You know, I seen people that were that had mental illness, bear a few children, right? And they took care of the child, and the child grew up, the children grew up and went to school. So every scenario is different,
Yeah.
but I think I've seen people like that, and both parents were mental.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but and it went okay. So I guess it depends. Every situation is different, but
Yeah.
there's some people that really do have problems where they can't control bipolar.
Yeah.
Okay. Back then I didn't. When did we start hearing bipolar? Maybe back what in the 2000.
Bipolar.
I think
Okay.
that's early 2000s. I really started hearing it.
2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I never knew about bipolar back then, and then they
Yeah, me
started
neither.
coming out with it, and diagnose it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I started hearing it more
Yeah,
so.
yes, they were Southtown. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were normal, and it's a trip. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, I think mental health stuff is becoming more, I mean, we're becoming more aware of new things every day, right? And
Yeah.
there's new studies happening and new things coming out. And, people, we should be cautious of we should do our own research as well, not just
yeah,
believe
yeah.
everything, but
Yeah, mental health could be hereditary, and mental
yeah.
health could be because how the parents treat that one person. It could be
Mhm.
traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can be two siblings from the same parents and one
true.
treated
That's
differently
true.
than the other and inherit a whole different set of issues.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
um, definitely, like, I feel like if we see somebody struggling within our own family or, our own friends group or unit, like, we should definitely figure out a way to try to get through to that person and hopefully they're receptive to it. But if not, if there's a child involved,
Yeah.
you're going to have to step in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kidnapping. What did
Yeah.
Joe
I
say?
mean,
What did Joe say? Kidnapping kids is
also
sick. I
called
don't understand how anyone
split
could take
personality.
kids and think that it was okay. Anything that goes on with kids is a horrible way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on us for protection. I agree, Joe. I agree,
Mhm.
brother. That is something that it's happening and trafficking and all that other stuff.
Wild.
And
Yeah.
when I didn't realize how close that was to my home.
Yeah.
That happened, and they had the raid over there. A couple people got shot because they tried to escape
Hmm.
and they were being taken like that. So they ended up raiding the house and found out other people were in there.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was like this was years ago, but it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Pearl says she might have had postpartum. My sister says it feels like you're possessed. There's medication that can help that.
Yeah, but when they stop that medication, they'll take that medication, they seem fine, and then right when they don't take it for some reason.
Even Pearl says, yeah, early 2000s, she started hearing more about it. I do like I feel like there's, and I'm no doctor. We're just sharing our things.
Yeah.
I do feel like there's, mental disorders, different issues. And there is, we're kind of all on the same page as far as our faith. I believe there is spiritual stuff as well. That can cause.
Well, what's his name was saying earlier, mentioning that Southtown, and it is a spiritual thing, but because the enemy can come in with those with the weak mind and stuff, and he can make them do some evil stuff, even not weak, sometimes it depends on what path. Culture tells us what, a family, culture, family, how we were raised, and like I said, I'm not going to be like my brothers and do this and that. But as I grew up, it just happened, and bam, it was there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenny, that's a good point. She said bad parenting is bad parenting. Hereditary and addictive behaviors go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're born, your personality also
Great
has to
point.
do with your stage in life. Your parents were. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that's, it does make sense. Like
Yeah.
you born into what kind of trauma or what kind of environment were you born into?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Most definitely. I've got a cousin that
That's crazy.
he's always been like you had just kind of said that, Denise. Like he will be on his meds and be cool.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why I'm hearing an echo all of a sudden. But as soon as he thinks he's okay, he stops taking his meds and then he goes off the deep end, and then realizes, okay, I do need to be on the meds. And God bless him. It's always been like a back and forth, whether to take them or not. Because
at any point in your life, if you don't feel right and something's not right and you're feeling depressed or whatever, seek help, because there's things that happen in life. I've experienced stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I chose to seek help. I'm not afraid to talk about it,
Right.
and it was a good thing, because I seeked help. I seek professional help. Now, am I want to take all those meds? No, I'm not, I'm not.
Especially if it's in your home. You can't tell me that you don't notice something in your home. That's not right. Like, come on.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that too, House, because I will admit the same. Like back when, like right after, obviously for obvious reasons, right after my dad was killed and I had to move into his home, I was dealing with PTSD diagnosed, depression, anxiety, all this stuff. And I was going through some stuff that I would probably have been embarrassed to talk about just to a stranger. I was hearing things, like seeing things. I was tripping out at some points, but that is the trauma of everything that happened and the things that I had to see and the things that were told to me and I had to read, and then living in his home. It really was messing with my head bad. And then the medications that I was on, that would numb me, and I felt like I was just a zombie. And it took a long time to get to a point where I felt okay.
That's good, because it's traumatic right there. And what happens is, like, on my part, I could say I was the same way. When they put me on the meds, I was in a fog, and I didn't like that, but I still, they're saying, no, just do it, take them, just do it. Because at that time, I stopped doing drugs. I used to be a drug addict. I stopped doing drugs and doing all this stuff. And I went through difficulties, also as well. But do I want to take those? Nah, because I'm not, I feel like I want to be in control on how I feel. I don't want to be in, like, have a fog or whatever, So, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because some people do need it and it does help them out. I'm no doctor or nothing, because I see it does help out some people, that stress or worry, So, the good thing is get help, There's nothing wrong with it, man. You know what? And who cares about what other people think? Because you don't live for other people. You live for how you want to be, what makes you happy, And in reality, that's where it comes down to. It's not about what other people think or stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true. Yep. Let's see if anyone wants to tap in. I can drop the link. We'll be on for just a few more minutes here. Let me go ahead and do that just in case. But let's see. I mean, I'm glad we touched on that topic. Thank you for bringing that story up, Denise, because it's out there, it's happening, and it's not something pretty that people like to talk about, but it's a reality,
Yeah, it is. Everyday things that, and are we professionals? No, but we're just giving in our opinions, and some people can relate to that, because all our lives, somehow we're only human beings. We'll feel one thing at one point in time in life, you know.
Yes.
We have emotions, you know, but it's controlling the emotions is where the thing we have to do, you know.
Right.
And I don't know if they're, you know, I know there's certain things that people believe out there, but God is real and he's true and he's just, you know, when you have issues like that too, you can get it prayed. You can get prayed out of that. You know,
I think a lot of people in here had mentioned that too. So that's cool that you said that. American Top Gunner has touched on deliverance. Ray here, like.
I mean, I truly believe that because I've saw it with my own eyes. I shared that story with you guys where my husband had a dream and then a niece, you know, yelled in the next room and I was feeling just uneasy and I called the elders of the church to come pray for my house and they really like said, you know, because my girls were into like that Green Day and Maroons and, you know, those bands. That posters on their wall and stuff. I didn't think anything of it, but they were like, we've got to get rid of all that stuff. That stuff has to go. Like everything in here is not good. And I was like, okay, so yeah, we took them all down. And after that, I just felt the presence of the Lord since then, just be here in my home. And I've said that again and again and again. He sits on top of my rooftop. And I know that just with the tip of his pinky finger that's all I need, you know?
Yeah.
You know, what people are saying in here, God is I think in my perspective, how I see things and how I deal with things now, I feel the joy within God more than a bottle, more than a frajo or anything like that, or weed or this and that, because that's where he gives me that peace, you know. Did I find that when I resorted back to that? No, I didn't, because the problems will still be there. But the peace that God will give you and the joy can surpass that, you know. And I'm only speaking from experience because you've seen what I went through, you ladies, as I was coming here on YouTube. But he's carried me, but do I get in His Word and meditate on Him day and night? Yes. Do I pray a lot? Yeah, yes, I do. Is my life peaceful? Like I have trials, but I'm able to deal with the trials and not let it get overbearing. Does that make sense? You know, like
yeah.
And you have to be prayed up. You got to be strong in faith. And
and like SD was saying, and it's true. It's a spiritual warfare. Yeah, there he is, right there.
There we go. Hey, Southtown, can you hear us? Let us know if you can hear us. You might have to enable your audio. Let's see. You there?
Yeah, I can hear a little bit of him.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
Yes, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How are you?
It's a new phone, so I had to give it all the permissions to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. How are you doing? It's good to see you.
Good. How's everybody?
How you doing, Southtown?
Right.
What
Hey,
up,
I
dog? I was just messing with you right here.
It's the ink.
The ink getting to you, huh? So what do you think about all this?
Hey, man, it's man. Yeah, you know, like you said, God is real, and you know, my personal opinion is it's all spiritual. Whether you know the Lord or not, you know, they're out there. They want, you know, they don't want anybody to know the truth or to walk in the light in power. But I heard something interesting. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I heard two things. There's one I heard, and it says, you know, the word says, resist the devil and he will flee. But there's no scripture in those regards for women, or how for a man to deal with a woman. You know, it's only like it's better to be on a rooftop, or it's better to do this.
Proverbs.
And right. And then I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's a video. It's a guy sitting down, and he says it in Spanish. But he said, si las mujeres eran tan buenas, ¿por qué Dios no tiene una? And then he goes, y aquí está otra, ni el diablo tiene una.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, can you translate that for me in English, bro?
But it is funny, right? It gives us a part.
Hey, you know it, but you know, to be truthful, you're right. It's a spiritual warfare, you know, just like back in the days, Jesus healed that sick-minded person. Jesus did that, you know, and so he cast that demon out of him, you know, and so he became normal. You see, so yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree 100%.
Yeah, anytime he came across somebody that was had mental issues, he prayed for them. You know, prayed for them, and it was typically demons that he casted out.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's true, Joe.
Yeah.
Ephesians 6:10 right there, Top Gunner.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna write that down and read that tonight.
Yeah. We just gotta pray for the world, you guys. It's getting bad.
Hey, pray for the politicians, for the leaders of this world, and for what's going on, man. Because you know they need some help, man. Hey, we don't have a good choice either way we go. To be truthful,
yes, we do.
No. Because let me tell you something, real quick. Yeah, and I don't care about the Trumpsters. Listen, I don't look as Republican, Democrat, because I like some Republicans, but when you have a man in there throwing a lot of stuff and wanting to do evil, that's not good. And no matter, he's looking at for his own personal gains. He wants to be like Putin, being in charge of his country, in the country, dictated as a dictator, and that's not good, because look at all the people that are going to be affected from it. So I look at the person, I read the person, and Joe Biden, he's getting old, you know what I'm saying? But do we have anybody else that can basically step up? I say vote for, what's her name again? Like I mentioned her name, you know?
Yeah. Well, God's going to put in who he's going to put in, and that's
but pray for him, because listen to what they have to say, really, out of their own mouth, you know? And it's not good. Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. So be careful, you know?
Right. I mean, no matter who is in office, I'm going to pray for them, because we live here. You know what I mean? It's going to affect all of us.
Yeah, the Bible tells us to pray for them, although whoever's in leadership.
Yeah. But, you know, again,
he's been old.
Again, the media turns things around and they put it in their own little web.
But this, see, I understand that the news does that. But when you hear it from out of their mouth personally, then that's not changing up the words. That's coming out of his heart.
Well, yeah. And for this last thing, when he said that it's going to be a bloodbath, he was talking about the cars that are being made in Mexico. Yeah. That aren't being made here.
No, I understand that, but the choice of words, and not just that. What he says with Ukraine, go ahead and blow up Ukraine or do this and that. But you know what? Ukraine provides a lot of wheat for the whole world, you know. So if Russia takes that over, they're going to love that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to put a damper on the whole world. Okay. They want control of that. So you got to look at what's really behind everything, you know?
No, yeah.
But I'm not one for a dictatorship country. I wouldn't like to live in a place like that, you know, like China or I'm good.
I agree, American Top Gunner. Yeah, I'm not into politics, but yeah, I just pray that whoever is in that spot is doing whatever we need best, because we're all going to be affected.
Yeah. It says, Jenny Salby says, I think 2:15 scriptures is faith should not be in the wisdom of man, only in the power of God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So what do you have going on in Southtown? You got any new puppies? Are you still breeding dogs?
Yeah, but no, I don't have any. I have my own dog right now. He's like 6 months. Angel, he's right here playing with popcorn. But No, I don't have any shows. I'm working on doing more of getting involved more, bringing the bullies into the Cultura events. So I'm working on that. Waiting to hear back from Big Joe, and then I'm trying to connect with Mr. Little One out here in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
But nah, just that, and just working like my regular work, and then been just helping my family. And a good friend of mine, he got hit by a drunk driver last month. And this is like my good friend who I'm with all the time. He's in some of the pictures and some of the videos. We travel a lot together. Drunk driver got on the wrong way on the freeway and hit him head on. It killed one of the dogs, and it's crazy because the nurse told his mom right away, like after one day, like pull the plug, turn the machine off. This isn't a life for him, right in front of my boy, right? And we talked about all this. So I sent his girl a voice message, on Messenger. I said, play this for him, and I just told him, hey bro, talk to your body. He believes in God too, but I told him, talk to your body. And because they said he wasn't gonna respond. Long story short, he already pulled his catheter out. He tried to get out of the hospital. They have to tie him up. And this dude, when I talked to the sergeant, because we had to go unbury the dog, like it was terrible, man. Kiki died. I had to go get her out in the desert. And then I talked to the sergeant, and he said that they had to pry them out with the jaws of life, bro.
Wow.
So it's a miracle. He was surprised that my friend was alive. So I thank God for that. I want to just thank God, give him praise on here.
That's right.
And,
that's right, man.
And yeah, my friend's name is Luis
man.
Ramos. So you guys can pray for him too.
Okay.
He continues to recover in super fast time. The trauma doctor didn't believe it. She had to come down and see it for herself. And I gotta go see him. I've only seen him through, what do you call that? I'm gonna try and go tomorrow because the visiting is easier now.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Southtown? I went to we had a function, the Viejitos, a long time ago with the Bully Show over there at Glen Helen with Brent Wood and a few other singers, and it was pretty good. It was dope. It was good, man. It was a good turnout,
Yeah, that was probably the Cinco de Mayo, but yeah, that's a Bully Show that he would have MC Magic and Brent Wood. But I'm trying to what I want to do is let's say at the Back in the Day festival, not necessarily have a bully show, but bring 5 or 6 of the best bullies, like champions, examples of the breed, just like the best lowriders are there. Bring the best bullies. See, there's Angel right here. I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah, we can see him.
But and then just do a demonstration and let people see and open it up, because there is a junior handlers, like anybody could show a dog, man, woman, children at 5 years old.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shows like Familia Graphics, they've been doing a lot of bringing the bullies to the lowrider scene, but I want to do it a little bit, on a little bit higher level. So I've been working on that, but
Nice.
and then just taking care of my moms and working and
Right on. I know it's
on
been
here watching you guys. I've been watching. I don't always jump on,
Yeah, I'm glad you did. That's what's up. You got to see your dog too. What is the pattern? Is that a brindle?
It looks like
he's a blue brindle. Yeah,
Blue
he's
brindle. Pretty.
he's 6 months old. He's a pocket American bully.
right on.
Hey, man, those dogs get pretty big, man. I don't know,
Angel.
but I seen them there. They're huge, man. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's the XLs, the standard, the pocket, and then now there's the mini bulldog,
Yeah.
and then the what do you call that? The shorty bull, which is what popcorn is. Popcorn's a shorty bull.
Okay.
Hey, Denise, your hair got long.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's been a minute. I haven't seen you in a while. Not even on Instagram.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I was I had an event at that last get together, the last G Lou one, so I couldn't make it. But I really want to go on this next time. The next time you guys do something, I want to try and make it for sure.
Yeah,
That would be
right on.
great.
Jojo.
Jojo.
So
There
what do
was,
you
there
guys?
was this blue nose pit that was at the shelter in Corona for about a year, and her name was Lola. And my daughter goes, Mom, this dog, you know, nobody wants to adopt her. She's been there, this and that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not ready to get a puppy, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even a puppy. It was like a year old already. Oh, 4,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
4 years old?
4 years old. And finally, she had told me this like 6 months ago. And I was like, I have to like bring it over here. Somebody like I have to have a trainer come, you know, because there's another dog in the house. They have to see how they get along. It was a girl. My daughter has a boy. And so good news is that she got adopted yesterday. And it's a trip because my daughter's trainer, that's been her trainer, her dog trainer for about a year, because her pup's a year now. His sister adopted it. And so I'm just like, wow, what a small world. Like, that is so cool, because she came out on YouTube. If you look up, you know, Lola, the puppy Lola.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stories on her, how she's just so lovable, and, you know, so yeah, nobody wanted to get her.
Yeah, the breed's really misunderstood. That's a good thing. Yeah, I still know, I just don't know what happened to her. But remember, the pit bull rescue, the parolees, and I know her. I know Tia.
Oh,
Me and Tia went to the Humane Academy together back in like almost 20 years ago. That's where I met her. She knew a good friend of mine. And but yeah, like when people would come to me to get puppies and they couldn't afford it or whatever, I would always send them to a rescue or to the shelter. I'm like, look, if you really want one of these dogs, you can get one of these dogs down there. You don't have to spend this much money. I've never really considered myself a breeder because my dogs are my pets.
yeah.
And by that I mean, like, a real breeder, if you offer him money for his dog, he'll sell it to you. You know, and I was offered 10,000, 20,000 for my dogs. I'm not going to sell you my dog. There's no price on my dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
your own
a real
personal
breeder,
dog, yeah.
that's what you do. You do it for money. So of course you're going to sell that dog.
Hey, and right now, it just came out yesterday on the news that Los Angeles is being accused of putting their dogs down because they're too overcrowded. So word got out.
That guy in Compton that died?
From what?
You guys didn't see that on the news?
Yeah,
No.
the one where he had like 13 pit bulls, right? And they turned on him.
Yeah, but you know what it was is that the dog, he didn't get mauled. They made it look as a lot worse than it was. What really happened is that the dog bit his the artery in his leg and his thigh.
Oh.
And because you bleed out so quick, he bled out in the kennel, and he didn't even have time to scream, whatever. He just passed out, bled out, and of course then the dogs were going crazy, but the dogs weren't chewing on him. Like, they made it seem a lot worse than it was. He definitely was in over his head as far as, like, I think too many dogs, but yeah, it was sad because then all the dogs were put to sleep too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of
So
them.
yeah, they're saying that LA has overcrowding dogs at their facilities, and they're just putting them down. And they came out and gave a statement and said that's not true. That, you know, but a lady that worked there, she goes, it is true. You know, I took the dog in to go. They said take him for the last walk, and she was crying, literally like crying, because she was taking these dogs out for the last walk. And she was like, man, just to know that, like, you know, as soon as I come back with them, they're going to be put down. And sure enough, that's what happened. So they're lying, you know, it's all coming out.
Yeah, you know what happens with pit bulls too, though, with other breeds, but mainly pit bulls, is they go kennel crazy. So that's the excuse. So they might say no kill, right? But then they'll make it a medical condition, and then they could legally put the animal to sleep. But like when the shelter I worked at, what they started doing is we started putting them in big kennels, letting people take them out, and it changed completely. The good thing is, like, here in San Diego, there's a lot of pro pit bull people, but it wasn't always that way, and not everybody's like that. You know, there's it's like
Yeah.
half and half. You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those persons that I'm good without it, without a pit bull. You know?
Orale.
Yeah. I seen
What's up, house?
hey, I seen one see my brother used to love them and he got two of them and one of them attacked my niece. Yeah. One of them attacked my niece and and had her and he went out after and grabbed the dog. He barely caught her, you know, because the dog was on top of her back, you know. And so yeah, and I seen a lot of stuff. I mean, I had my dog was a Siberian Husky and a German Shepherd mix,
yeah.
right? Well, 3 of the pit bulls got loose from the neighbors. They came to my yard, inside my yard, and attacked my dog at night. So back then, I started cracking their heads with the bar, right? Because they were attacking my dog. So then the owners started coming, don't hit my dog, don't hit my dog. But when I hit one dog, he let go, and then my dog got loose and went and attacked another one. But then at that time, when that dog tried to come after me, he let go of that one and came after that dog. But I was just cracking them dogs because they were vicious. You know, they always had them locked up and everything. And I know it's the owners, how they treat them. You know, not every pit bull is angry. I've seen some nice ones. You know, I'm not gonna, but they're chows and that type of dogs are temperamental dogs. You know, that I've seen in my lifetime. But
sorry you went through that, man.
Treat them as well.
Because it is traumatizing. Now, you want to talk about traumatizing? Man, hey, when a pit bull is fighting, or dogs in general, don't they sound like lions? Or like it just sounds crazy. If you've ever seen a real fight, right?
Yeah.
You know, well, when they attacked my dog, that was a real fight, and there was 3 of them on one. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Was it like it's crazy, right? It's like
yeah. And so one of them was a young one, you know, and that dog ended up running, you know, but the cops came. To make a long story short, the guy says, I'm gonna call the cops on you and I'm gonna sue you, this and that. Well, the cops came and I told them what happened. And they says, you could have killed their dogs because my dog was chained up in the yard and they came and attacked.
Yeah, if you were on your property, definitely, for sure, you could.
And so I could have charged them for the doctor thing and everything, you know.
Yeah. And Jojo said about Corsos, those are good dogs, but you have to have it when it's like my cousin has like 4 of them and they have babies and they're not very nice. Like they're not nice.
So breeds like what? Yeah, so like that, a breed like that, and like a chow, they're called one owner dogs, which means like they typically only like their owners, and they don't like other people, and they're bred that way. So like, so's the fila brasileño. That's like a Corso, King Corso. It's a big mastiff, and those dogs are like really super protective. A lot of mastiffs are like that.
Oh, okay.
You raise them as a baby in a different way, but typically, they're gonna be like Rottweilers. They did a test on Rottweilers, 1,000 of them, and Rottweilers are 98% possession aggressive, either over a toy or food.
Oh, wow.
So almost all of them are gonna have that trait where they're gonna be aggressive over their food or a toy.
Got it. Yeah, the last one I just read a few days ago. Sadly, the dog took a toddler's life, and I did it right in front of the mother. The mom and the little toddler was on the trampoline playing together, and it wasn't a pit bull either. It was a Dalmatian, and I've always read they were real aggressive. The Dalmatian ran up on I've heard they're not good with kids.
Yeah.
They were inbred. No, they became a really aggressive and bad breed because they were inbred so much.
I feel like dogs get like when they see, when they see interaction and things going on, they do get agitated.
It's a redirection. Like, so sometimes they'll get adrenaline. It's called aggression redirection, but it could be like that. Yeah, they get excited and then they don't know what to do, and then the first thing they see, they go for it. That's what happens.
Yeah,
gotta
when I first got my dogs, I bite them in the ear and let them know.
Mike Tyson on him.
Like my puppy, my papa, he had a lot of issues. Like he had when he was, when he was growing up, I had him when he was 12 weeks. So as he was growing and getting bigger, he developed an ear where his ear would close.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to have, and it would drain a little bit, but I had to take him in every other month to get it, flushed out and stuff. And it caused lymphoma. He got lymphoma at 4 years old. So I only had him for 4 years, and he was a blue nose pit, and he could have lasted a while longer with me, but from having an infection all the time, that developed the lymphoma. And yeah, you don't hear that, right? Amongst, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Do you hear that about dogs that get lymphoma sometimes?
They get everything now, it seems like, because it's the same thing, the food, like how you guys were talking about earlier. The dog food, it really all comes from one factory, one place. So and dogs are supposed to eat raw, like they should be eating raw animals, but it's
my daughter
not that
feeds
easy.
the dog like that, raw fish or raw meat, and then like fish. That's her baby. Like she was like
Like my dogs,
I
I can't afford raw right now. I used to a long time ago. Like they kibble. I try and give them the best. Like the one I get is neutral. I get neutral and not Call of the Wild, Wilderness. There's 2 brands that I get and I mix. But if I could afford it and when I can, I would feed them just pure. I would transition them back into raw because it's better for them. It's just that's what they're supposed to be eating naturally.
Yeah.
Natural food. Yeah. That's good to know. Yeah, my Angel, she's like super protective of me, but she doesn't get rattled very easily. But I've always tried to keep it like a calm environment. But I mean, she's an American Bulldog. Anyone, even within the house, anyone comes up to me too quickly, and she'll just slowly swoop right in, and she'll sit right in front of me. She's at my feet. Everywhere I go, she's at my feet.
To protect you. Yeah.
I go to the restroom, she's at the door. She's always next to me.
Yeah.
I tried that with little Big Dog the other day. He was barking, and then I went outside, and I was wondering what he was barking at, and it was a plastic bag, right? So that plastic bag, I act like I was fighting with the plastic bag, and he took off running. I mean, how you gonna protect me, dog?
That's you for the bag to get you.
He was afraid of a bag, man. Come on, dog.
How does Angel now?
He's 9 years old next month.
9, yeah. We got an 8-year-old. We got
up
like
there, huh?
8-year-old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, but this one's fast. He's a I don't know what he is, red nose. I call him red nose, but he's quick, man. They are fast, and they could jump.
Yeah.
They could jump.
Yeah, I seen pit bulls climb trees, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can jump like a 20-foot ladder, dude. I'm not lying.
They get a running start, man, and just continue to go.
They're very agile. Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to start wrapping it up, guys. We've been on for an hour and 40-something minutes, but going forward, let's see what do you got going on this next week, Alex?
Saturday, Wednesday, Morning Glory in the morning. Tomorrow, 7:30. Join me and Monica on the Morning Glory. Friday, we go live with Crust. Saturday, we're going to do that live with Strange Days, Big D and Crust. Other than that, just continue to do what I'm doing. Just keep busy. Yeah.
Southtown, you got anything going on this week?
This week, nah. I mean, nothing set yet. Probably just work and hopefully find something to go to this weekend, some kind of function. But nothing set in stone.
This week.
Not yet.
I think I have you on IG. I'm going to get at you and see if you want to come on and do a segment like just about the dogs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll send you a message about that. And what about you, sis? What do you got going on this next week? Anything exciting or?
Saturday's Sonny's birthday, so we're gonna hit him up, see what he's doing, and maybe take him out.
Okay,
And
we got
I don't know his plans yet, but I've yet got to him, but yeah, we're gonna try to do that, and then Easter's coming up, man, and it's already April. It's already April. It's gonna be April, right? And we got Easter, we got house party, we got
Denise. Sonny, take him to Denny's because he gets senior citizen now. Huh?
For real, huh?
That's messed up.
Good one. Gonna tell me your suggestion, eh?
Right? Right. Happy early birthday to Sonny.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sonny.
That's right. Well, I'm supposed to have a
holy shirt
interview tomorrow. God willing, it happens. Interview I've been planning. If I do it tomorrow, I'll try and put it out maybe Friday. So
sounds good.
That happens, yeah. But other than that, we will be back next week, Tuesday, 6:30. All new topics. If you guys have any suggestions, drop them in the comment section. And we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for dropping in there.
One more thing, are you going to Chicano Park?
What's that?
Are you going to Chicano Park this year?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I need to get on too. So I'm gonna try and get a spot indoor, and man, I need to go do that. That's what I need to do this week. So I'm gonna try and get a spot, and then I'm gonna invite everybody on YouTube as far as Chicano what do you call that? YouTubers. Because I had told Marvelous, he said he'll come invite. I got LA Natives, I got Vince Romo. So yeah, you know what? I need to go do that. So thank you for reminding me, Denise.
Nice.
Hey, this time you need to wait around though, because I was looking for you guys and you had already left.
Yeah.
We need to find a spot, or you need to like make sure you link up with me.
Drop your number on my IG.
There you go. Yeah. Link up. All right, guys. You guys go tap in to Gilu's channel. He should be live right now with his show Changing the Game. Other than that, we will see you in the morning house for Morning Glory. And
good night, you guys. Have a blessed week. God bless you guys.
6:30 next Tuesday. Buenas noches. God bless everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, God bless.
God bless.